What's up, teammates? I just heard a news report that makes me wildly excited. And usually, you guys know why I get excited about Raiders stuff. It's because ain't no Connells involved and he's going to be starting. Or he might be. Anytime that comes out, I get excited about that type of situation because I still think that he has athletic talent. And once he get or not, quarterback talent, his athleticism coming along. But once we can learn to tap into that quarterback talent, he's golden. We just need a good offensive coordinator. We need somebody who knows offense. Uh, I was thinking, I keep busy, busy. I'm trying to do the stats for what Aiden did for his first 17 games versus what everybody else did as far as the rookies from last year and this year. But I'm busy. Now I haven't gotten to it. Uh, But I did do one for halfway through the season that I don't even think I did a video on. But I did it and I got the numbers. And Aiden's right there. The numbers between Aiden, Bo Nix, and what's that other dude? Aiden, Bo Nix, and whoever else they said is doing well this year. I can't forget it. Oh, Caleb Williams. Are all very similar. Even Jaden Daniels' numbers they're big, big, big numbers. And they're far better than everybody, right? So the three that are around, that are having just regular people seasons, not Jaden Daniels behind the super duper offensive coordinator, right? Who came in because he knew exactly how to use a Jaden Daniels type quarterback, and boom, there it went. You know, Bo Nix had a offensive savant as his head coach. So yeah, he got developed. He got brought in. Caleb Williams, I knew he was going to stink, and he stank. And his numbers aren't much worse, but the turnovers are way worse than any other player. So that's his problem right there. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He keeps giving the ball to the other team. So talented or not, or well, not talented, athletic or not, arm strong or not, legs mobile or not, if you can't complete on time and on schedule consistently and abundantly, then you're going to be a useless quarterback. And that's what we're seeing in quarterbacks like Caleb Williams and oh boy in Steelers. They just see that athletic ability and everybody falls in love with athletic ability, and it's so exciting to watch, but it doesn't run an efficient offense. It can be used and when used correctly, like in the case of Lamar Jackson, then yeah. But there are no other Lamar Jacksons. There aren't many quarterbacks who could be running quarterbacks and throwing quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels is now showing that he can be one of them. But there's still not another Jaden Daniels out there, right? CJ Stroud is no Jaden Daniels, although he's very talented in his own right. But with those other rookies, they all had the same offensive coordinator. Whether they were good or bad, they at least had the same offensive coordinator for the whole first 17 games. They had somebody to work with and try to put it together. And first of all, most importantly, they had the team the whole time, right? There was never any transfer over. He was the starter from the beginning. Caleb was the starter when they brought him in. He was supposed to be the starter all the way to the end. And that's the way it was going with the other teams that started. Bo Nix is the same thing. But Aiden wasn't given the whole team. He wasn't given the whole shot. He did what he did is comparable numbers with three different offensive coordinators. Four different offensive coordinators. And he still has comparable numbers. And he hasn't even had someone who's good enough to show him how to be a quarterback coach. The best thing he had is Josh McDaniels, and Josh McDaniels hated his guts. So, of course, he wasn't going to teach him anything. If anything, he's going to do his best to impede his progress, which is what he did until he got, until he was, Antonio Pierce took over the team and took Aiden out of the dungeon and let him on the field. But And when he got on the field, he performed. We had a winning record while he was on the field, which I don't understand how you could be a bad quarterback if you're a winning quarterback anyway. But that's neither here nor there. In that discussion about who's going to go, who performed well as a rookie and with the rookies, I was talking about that because I wanted to talk about the offensive coordinator part. Aiden had four. They each had one. They each sat in this system for a whole year. They got to know their team. They got to know their route running. They got to at least learn to develop the timing that was they're supposed to be doing the whole time. And we all know a good offensive coordinator makes a good, big difference. Okay, so that being said, let's get back to what I was excited about when I heard today. We're talking about Ben Johnson as our head coach. And it's not, 100%, right? And even with the way I feel right now, what I'm about to say doesn't mean it's 100%. But the way I feel about it, this makes it more solidified to me. Okay. So Ben Johnson had his chance at the Washington Commanders job last year. And it was there for him. They'd given it to him. If he'd have won it, it was locked in and it was together. And if he was ready to get out, he was ready to go. And he had no problems with walking through. I mean, he took the interviews because he was ready to take the steps. And he was ready to take the steps, as the story goes. And in conversation with the ownership told him, yeah, and we got the second pick, and we're going to get Jaden Daniels, and we got all kinds of things ready for it to excite you about as far as our team's going. And then he's like, well, I actually didn't want Jaden Daniels. I really wanted to get Sam Howell. What? No. Look, what? No. Jaden Daniels, the hot kid coming out of college, the arm, the speed, the legs, all that. We got him. He's going to come to us with the second pick. Come on through. So you're saying I can't have Sam Howell? Why you keep talking about Sam Howell? We going to get Jaden Daniels, man. Get excited. I'm not all that excited. I don't want a Jaden Daniels. I want a Sam Howell. We're going to turn this plane around if you're serious. Because we're going to get you money. We're going to get your job. Everything's going to go great. And you're going to get Jaden Daniels. Do you want the job? So what you're saying is, I don't get Sam Howell. Turn the goddamn plane around. Get the fuck off. He wanted Sam Howell. That's what they said. That's what they're saying. I hope that that's true. I hope that he was like, you know what? I have an offense for football, okay? And we play football. And what football is timing, it's technique, it's coordination, it's planning. So that all schedule stuff is great, and it works, and it does a great job. And I know you can win with him. I know that he's a talented player. I don't want him. That's all. That's the problem. Not for my offense. I just don't want him. And you're saying I can't have Sam Howell? Well, then fuck it. I don't want the job. Really? That type of conviction over the coach, over the quarterback he wants. Well, it tells me two things. First of all, it tells me that he ain't bullshitting. When he's going to take a team, he's going to take a team that's going to get him the quarterback he needs or have something like quarterback he wants. Right? And it also shows that he's willing to say no. He's like, I'm not in a hurry to take a team. If I don't get what I want, where I want, when I want it, I'm not doing it. And that's why he didn't get the quarterback he wanted, and he took off. He said, I'm shaking it off. What excites me about it is he didn't want Jaden Daniels. He didn't want them legs. He didn't want that scramble. He didn't want to extend the plays. He said, yeah, that's cool. Long ball. I like that long ball part. He likes the long ball part, but the rest is not necessarily the way he wants to run his offense. So, what that shows me or says to me, what makes me kind of excited, because if you look at the other teams that are left in this quarterback hunt, I guess they're saying it's the Bears, the Jags, and us. The big three that they say are in his sights. And if he likes a quarterback that does the pocket passing, he don't want to go to Chicago. And Trevor Lawrence's big buzz is his athleticism and his ability to create and his height, right? It's not about his timing or his accuracy or anything like that. That's not where it's his potential, what he's done, and his hair. Really. That's all he really has. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that good, if you ask me. I think he's just a good poster boy, and yeah, he's close enough to decent to sell tickets. But with that being said, the closest quarterback he could have to Jared Goff or Sam Howell is Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell is exactly what Jeff Goff is and exactly what Sam Howell is. He's in the pocket. He's on time. He reads the defense. He makes the decisions. Okay? And he goes through his progressions well. I don't understand what the hell people are talking about when they say Aiden stares down receivers. Oh, I know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. That's the problem. Yes, that's the damn problem. Anyway, that means two things to me. He doesn't want an athletic quarterback. That's why he's getting him. And he does want a pocket passer. And that may be one of the reasons he's deciding to come here. I'm not saying that Aiden was the one that swooned him over. I think he thinks either they can get what he wants or they have something he can work with. Either way, he's going to get what he wants. The question now for us is, what does he want as far as quarterback goes? Because it seemed like the franchise plan was, tank, pick, Sedor, right? And, Tom Telesco started out with the tank part, finding a way to get Gardner Minshew the first 5 games of the season, which was a terrible mistake. I think everybody can understand that now. I wonder if, as a matter of fact, those of you back then who said, oh no, Gardner Minshew's better than Aiden by a lot, or Gardner Minshew is so much better than Aiden, it's ridiculous. Aiden should be thrown off the team. Gardner Minshew, Team Minshew, the Minshew Maniacs. I haven't addressed this in a while. At all, actually. But we know. But still, the Minshew Maniacs, where the hell are they? Right? Why is it the quarterback room? Right? Why can't they just say Gardner Minshew destroyed the season? Right? No. It's the quarterback room. Or they don't have a quarterback. No one wants to say, none of those people who said Gardner Minshew's the man wants to admit that they messed up. No one wants to say that damn Gardner Minshew does suck a lot. And dang, Aiden O'Connell came in and won when Gardner Minshew was losing all the games. Yes, he won against teams that were demotivated and had no reason to play. And none of nobody on the team had a reason to play for a contract. And nobody cared about football. And the head coach was just like, you guys go out there and do something. Shit, the season's over. We don't care if we win or lose. Go ahead and let the Aiden kid perform. Hell, the Raiders need some wins. Who cares if we get any wins? Gives them a win. And then the next week say, you know what? We'll give them a win too. Just for the hell of it. Right? That's what happened, right? Or he came in and performed with the team and he fucking won the game. Because he's a talented quarterback. Because any of you people who knew a damn thing knows what quarterback is and knows that Gardner Minshew is not a quarterback. He never freaking was. And 2.5 turnovers a game shows you. And you mental maniacs never admitted that, okay, that was a mistake. I don't hear anybody out there on the news saying, okay, they should have went with Aiden. They just want to say the quarterback room. Not that Minshew sucks, and not that Aiden came in and had as many wins as Minshew had over the whole season. If Caleb Williams was behind Russell Wilson for the first 13, 14 games, and then came in, and Russell had only won 2 games, and then Caleb came in for the last 4 games, almost beat the Chiefs, and won 2 games, the whole world would be patting themselves on the fucking back. They would be talking about how it was a Caleb Williams versus the Patrick Mahomes, the new one versus the young one, the fresh blood coming in there and almost taking down the king. The soldier came in, the prince came at the king, and he almost won. It would have been all over the papers like that because everybody wants that. Because everybody said that Caleb Williams is going to be good, and they need that proof. Because no one wants to admit that they were wrong. Everybody needs him to fail because everybody wants to be wrong. Wants to be right. So they don't want to see any success for Aiden O'Connell. A lot of people out there feel the same way. It's not about Aiden O'Connell, the player, not the person. I never meant it to be about Aiden O'Connell, the person. I know people don't hate Aiden O'Connell, the person. They don't respect the game. They hate on the game. That's what I mean. They're hating on Aiden O'Connell's game. That doesn't mean that people who know quarterbacking are hating on his game as well. And we got in a coach who knows quarterbacking. You understand? He doesn't want Jaden Daniels. Right? And I'm not saying I wouldn't want Jaden Daniels. I'm not saying that at all. You know what I'm saying? But if I had a chance at him, I wouldn't turn him down. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him on our team because I want Aiden. If we could have had him, I want him. You know what I'm saying? But if you could have had him and you didn't want him, you got something else in mind. Ben Johnson got something else in mind. He's not thinking about what everybody's looking at right now with their football, right? He's not looking at the court. Oh, he can extend plays and he can run around in a circle and eventually get the ball downfield like Caleb Williams does, and it's exciting to watch. And it's the goddamn failure for as far as records go. But whatever. He, meaning Ben Johnson, is a good offensive coordinator. That's the reason he's getting the job. He knows exactly what he wants to work with. That's the reason he didn't take the commander's job. And he wants exactly what he wants. And what he wants is a Jared Goff type quarterback. Do we have that in Aiden O'Connell? I don't know. Does he think that? I don't know. Do I think that? Yes, I do. But that's not up for me to decide when it comes down to preseason. Which hopefully, when it comes down to preseason, at least we have somebody who knows how to make a fucking decision. Because I don't understand. And I don't think, and anybody who's an Aiden fan doesn't understand how the hell this season went this way. With Minshew getting so many starts so soon for so long. And just destroying this season. And then Aiden coming in, only getting the same amount of wins in, a third of the games. And then almost beating the Chiefs. One snap away from beating the Chiefs. C.J. Stroud was one snap away from beating the Chiefs. The whole NFL would be patting themselves on the back, breaking their arm about, see, I told you we knew. We knew that was going to be happening. I'm a great predictor like everybody else because we all predicted the same thing. Whatever. But Aiden O'Connell does this stuff, and it was because the defense, and he had let's not talk about how he had was a 70-yard drive in the last 2 minutes of the game to come back and almost win with the field goal. That wasn't even the story. The whole story was the bad snap. The whole story was the snap, and the way to blame Aiden for it when 2 days later everybody, well, shit, I knew the day of, but anybody who knew fucking football knew the day of. But a couple of days later, when people start shitting on Aiden O'Connell, actually understanding how football works, and like, well, that he did that, and then he did that, and that's why so it wasn't his fault at all. But that doesn't matter now because they done shat on him already on all day Saturday, and then Sunday, all day, all night Sunday, and all day Friday. Then when it finally comes out that it wasn't his fault, no one even cares. It's just that he sucks still. But that doesn't matter. It really doesn't. What we think doesn't matter. What matters is Ben Johnson like a pocket quarterback. That's what matters. So, does that mean Aiden? I don't know. Does that mean Shedeur? I don't know. I've been saying Shedeur because Surfer Bob's been saying Shedeur for so long. I've lamented that he is correct, and I gave in, and I went on Team Shedeur, just waiting for it to come because it seems so inevitable. But now I don't know what Ben Johnson actually wants. Maybe he does want Shedeur and everything will go off without a hook. But what if he doesn't? What if he really did just come here for Aiden? What if if he thinks we don't need a quarterback? Or because he's very specific about the quarterback situation that he wants to go to. He's not just going to accept Buckus. It doesn't seem like he's going to accept just any old body, right? And maybe, Sam Howell's still out there and he's going to look for him. I don't know. But we do know what he likes, and we know what Aiden has. And we might have a quarterback that he likes already. And if that's the business, then we don't have to go looking for a quarterback, and we can use our draft capital on other things. If that's the way he feels, then that's just going to be a big plus for us. As far as draft capital goes, money, all that stuff. But it's up to him, right? But I thought that it was assumed he was going to go with Shedeur just because the team's plan has been Shedeur, and I figured that he would be down with the team's plan for him to sign on, or they would agree on what the team's plan is. But the real major plan for this team is to get a head coach. Because with Washington, it was different. They needed a head coach, and they also needed a quarterback. But they had a better chance at a good quarterback than they wanted that good head coach. They wanted them both, of course, and they thought it was going to go together until he was like, I want Sam Howell. And they were like, get the fuck off the plane. So he still can get Sam Howell. But does he want to? Does he want Aiden? Is that one of the reasons he was like, you know what? I may be comfortable coming here? Because he doesn't want any type of uncertainty with his quarterback. So he must know who he's getting and how he's going to get him exactly, or he's comfortable with who he has. One of the two, because he wasn't going into a quarterback situation with a quarterback that he did not want. Not if he was good, not if he was hot, not if he was athletic. If he wasn't what he wants, that's not where he's going, and that's not what he's going to do. And he is not going to Chicago, and he's not going for Trevor Lawrence. I haven't seen too much Trevor Lawrence film, so I don't know what his footwork is like or his accuracy or anything. I do know that he's not very successful, and he's hurt a lot, which is why nobody can really judge his talent, right? Because he's always hurt. But people just still want to say he's good because he was drafted high and he was predicted to be good. So he better be good, or else everybody doesn't look like they know what they're talking about. So, with that being said, I'm excited because maybe he's happy with Aiden. Maybe that's another one of the reasons he came here, because he had to be convinced to come here. And I'm speaking like this as a just being sold on it in my own mind, whether it actually is sold. The truth of the situation is out there, but in my world, okay, we got Ben Johnson. In my eyes, he's not going to Chicago, and there's no need for him to have anything in Jacksonville unless he sees something in Trevor Lawrence that I don't see. I don't see Trevor Lawrence being a top-ranked quarterback. It's always been about his height and his athleticism and his hair. Okay, so we got something here with Ben Johnson. If he's decided to come here, it's either we got Aiden, he knows exactly how to get who he wants, or he agreed with the team on let's go with Shedeur Sanders style. Because Shedur's pocket too. It's not like Shedur's scrambling with his feet all over the place too. I mean, he can move around to avoid tackles. But he's not. He's a scrambler. He's not a runner. And that Utah game showed that he's not even a great scrambler. He was really confused out there. I mean, really confused. I mean, he couldn't even figure out how to get the ball to his boy. And I mean, this is just Utah. Not that Utah isn't a good team and didn't deserve the respect that they gained by that game and from what they've been doing the entire season. But that just shows once he's get against a talented team, there comes problems. And once a team is prepared for him, which they were extremely prepared for him because they had time and film and motivation, and they went after his ass. But these are still college students. 99% of those players on that field that was sacking Shedeur Sanders aren't going to be there next year, or at some point in the next 3 years are going to become tax accountants or teachers. Okay, they're not going to be NFL players chasing down the top athletes in the world. And if you can't deal with the top athletes from Utah that have a game plan for you from these college coaches, the best athletes in the world with game plans that are more complex, while trying to avoid these complex defenses that they're throwing at you, is a big thing coming to the pros, and being able to do that immediately. Maybe Shedeur can. Maybe he'll have an offensive coordinator who can develop coaches to develop quarterbacks. Damn it. And Shedeur is that prospect, and he feels like he can develop him, or he's comfortable with Aiden. We'll see. But if Ben Johnson is the coach, he either had to buy in on Shedeur or he's comfortable with Aiden. So either way, he's comfortable with his quarterback situation. He has to be, or he wouldn't come here. He doesn't want Caleb Williams because he had a chance at a better Caleb Williams and he turned it down. And Trevor Lawrence is raw, and he's 6 years in the league, 5 years in, and he's still not quite sure where he is, and no one knows his quarterback skills. Everybody's talking about what his possible ceiling is, but there's really nothing enough on film and shit to show his future abilities, as far as I know, as far as what I see. But again, I don't know his footing. You know what I'm saying? I know Aiden's footing. And I know quarterbacking is more about your feet than your arm. And I know throwing the ball is more about your hips than your shoulders. Whatever. If you know quarterbacks, you know quarterbacks. And you know how to operate. And you know how they're supposed to operate the team. And if you got a good offense and all you need is a robot that drop back, read defense, and hit him with the ball, we got one. And maybe that's what he wanted, and maybe that's another thing that drew him over here. Maybe he sees success in Aiden O'Connell like he sees or felt or had success with Jared Goff. Who knows? But I do know that that's an interesting ass story, and if the story is true, he's definitely not going to Chicago. He definitely has exactly what he wants in mind, and being able to come to the Raiders gives him exactly what he wants, which is complete freedom over everything. And if the Raiders wanted Sedor and he didn't, we're not getting Sedor. And that's just the way it goes. I believe that they're going to give him the full ticket. I think the Commanders were in a situation where, do we take the player or the coach? If this was a better player than he was as a coach. Now on our team, are we going to take the player or the coach? Well, we have a better coach than the player that we're looking at. And if the coach doesn't want that player, are we scrapping the team's idea for what the coach wants? We will see. And we don't know how long it's going to take us to see, because the Detroit Lions are still in the playoffs. And well, we have to wait for them to lose. But everything between what people are reporting, the hot takes, and that story, all the other stuff doesn't mean too much to me all the time. It's the realist, you know what I'm saying? That's how I am about it. The realist stories, that background, the personality stories, those little ints that people don't pay much attention to because they don't hear to see it, what it really means. But I pay attention, and it really means it doesn't matter how good you guys think the quarterback is that you're getting. If I don't think he can do what I need him to do, then I don't want your team. And either he thinks Sedor can do it, or he thinks Aiden can do it. One of the two, but he's comfortable here with it because he's coming. All right. Silver lining is he's coming. Yeah, there's no need to make it any better than that, in my opinion. He's coming. It works out for me. The math is mathing. Okay. So, let's be excited. Let's get ready for some football. Let's get ready for the draft. The draft will tell us a lot. The draft will tell us so much. So much. I'm excited about the draft. We gotta wait till we get Johnson officially on the books and start looking at what he's feeling as far as the team goes before we can start really getting into the draft, because right now our first round is supposed to be Sedor Sanders and the rest is yet to come. So we'll see. It's time to get excited again. I was stressed and I was worried and I was annoyed because here we go again with this coaching carousel thing. And are we going to end up settling for somebody, or are we going to get somebody? And I guess that's why I was like, in those couple of episodes, I was like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? But I know what the hell is going on now. We got Ben Johnson. He might like Aiden. If not, he likes Sedor. Either way, he's getting the quarterback he wants. He's getting the control he wants. And that's what's important to him. And he can't get that anywhere else. That's what I'm talking about. All right. The quarterback fight is over. Everybody wanted Ben Johnson, and we won. But you can't win them all. And the clouds get dark. But when you're looking for the bright side, come to the silver lining. Guru out.